Seconds on the shot clock. Chambers pulls up. Robinson tips it out. And they're going to get some loose balls. This is something John Lucas didn't have in the first game. He's got some people going after that. He wanted to be mean, to hate the Suns tonight, as he said. That'll be waved off, traveling on Antoine Carr.
That was a tough call. They had a mismatch. John Lucas is upset because everyone read it and they got the basketball to the right man. Now, I'm impressed with San Antonio early tonight. Now, in their playoff games, they're holding the opposition to 41% shooting percentage. And you know they can defend. You see that? We did not see that in game one. It's the second time Robinson has done that.
Barkley with that foul away. He was leaving it short on game one, but he's 4 of 5 tonight. 17-14 the Suns. Steal by Barkley. John Elliott is back. Barkley will take it to the hole, and he's fouled.
In the history of this game, you're looking at right there one of the greatest finishers on the fast break. He will always change direction, whether he uses a reverse spin or a crossover. He's going strong to score. Only left me to change cables, so can you push that? Now in game one, on the screen and roll for Kevin Johnson, Avery Johnson continued to fight over the top, and he was beaten into the middle of the floor. Now tonight, they're swinging him under the screen, stepping David Robinson up, and forcing Kevin back. The key, though, is going to be you must get to Barkley on the roll. Now just keep an eye on it now. See, now that they've done this 3 times in this quarter so far. But you've got to get to... Why? Because Charles is feeling it tonight, and he's knocking down that jump shot.
Well, he's 4 of 5 for 9 points. The Suns shooting 57%, San Antonio 46%, but the Spurs have turned the ball over 6 times already in the ball game.
That's a major issue, Gary, no doubt about it. And the thing that you like about it, if you're John Lucas, you're only down 3. So your guys are playing. The game plan is excellent. The tempo is your tempo.
Barkley, the guy they got this year to take him to the next level, and he has felt all that pressure and then some, but is responding tonight as Terry Cummings now, who expected this, is coming into the ball game early after seeing very few minutes in game 1.
On 7 minutes, he was 2 for 3.
He has so much playoff experience, and they want that leadership now. He's going to be given the 3 if he wants it. 5 seconds on the shot clock. He didn't want to take it. They never did have anything going, though, as Frank Johnson also is checking the ball game for Kevin Johnson.
That's a step out of his range. Nice move.
And Barkley's beautiful inside move. Robinson was there, but he couldn't block it.
You always give a shot blocker a ball and head fake when you make that catch. And that's what exactly happened. He gave it, and David Robinson committed.
12 points now for Barkley to go along with 6 rebounds. 9 seconds on the shot clock. They double on Robinson, and Robinson then decks Frank Johnson. Johnson will be called for the foul and also got hit in the snoot as he went down.
See, once again, the man who's playing Avery Johnson doubles down and helps out. Now, key move, Willie Anderson is in the game now at 6'7" as the point guard for San Antonio. Now, this is going to be interesting to see if Paul Westphal, they're bringing Danny Ainge in right now. If Paul Westphal will change the designated double team man.
I think Johnson now has a nosebleed, so he has to get out of there. And as you mentioned, Ainge getting ready to come in. Now, Robinson's really struggling at the free throw line. He was 6 of 10 on Tuesday night. He's shooting 61% prior to that game. And you can see what he's done during the regular season.
Well, the major thing with David Robinson is he is averaging 10+ foul shot attempts at playoff time. Now, you know your big guy is getting it done down inside anytime that you do that.
The reason for the delay is when Johnson left, he was bleeding, and there's blood on the floor, so they're going to have to hold up play while they do a little housekeeping. There's 1:59 left in this first quarter. 20-15. This is game number 2 in the Western Conference semifinal. Another sellout crowd here at the America West Arena. And Hubie, as we've documented already, a very different type of game than game 1.
I like the game plan so far for John and the San Antonio Spurs. Excellent. Why? Because they're getting to the foul line, and also they're shooting a high percentage.
4-point lead now for the Suns. They have Ainge, Sabonis, Barkley, Chambers, and Marley. So a lot of changes now. Some of it forced by injury by Paul Westphal in the early going.
The way they're playing a pick and roll is excellent.
Barkley's going to take that. They're going to have to respect him out there.
See, it's twice they've hit Barkley on the roll, and both times David has laid off him and said, Charles, you got to make the shot. Well, Charles is on fire right now.
Yes, he is. He has 14 of the Suns' 22 points. 6 of their 7 rebounds. That's not too bad either. So I think he's responded after the drought.
See, that is there every time. Sean Elliott can take Sabonis and Dumas anytime that they want off of the dribble. Now, here's Charles. See, David is saying, Charles, shoot it. But David is 7'2", and his arms are at his side. He might as well not even be there. When you're 7'2" in a shot block, you got to get your arms up and make Barkley think about the fact that you might block a shot.
That foul was on Tom Chambers. Sean Elliott able to hit the shot. This guy's had such a terrific year, Sean Elliott, and the way he struggled the other night was remarkable because he hit his first 2 shots. Looked like he might be headed for a big night, then ended up 3 of 13 shooting for the night.
Yeah, but he frightens every coach in this league because you know that if they run that clear out, very few teams have a guy that can stop him one-on-one.
J.R. Reed getting ready to come in as we have 1:18 left in the first quarter. There's a turnover. Sean Elliott coming up with a Willie Anderson, tipped it over to him.
Remember, we always say, do not throw the ball to the post guy until he calls for it. Tommy Chambers was moving that time and was not set in his position.
Harry Cummings, the veteran, the 2-time NBA All-Star. Fall away over Barkley. Chambers tries to follow him. Robinson almost put it away. Out it comes to Barkley. Behind the back to Sabonis. Cedric Sabonis played only 5 minutes in game 1. He has not been scoring a lot, but he really feeds off of Charles Barkley, as you can see there.
I would hope so. All right. That was a great pass right on the money.
But Barkley makes Sabonis so much better because they don't run plays for Cedric either. He had a 40-point game one time this year. Let's go back to that wraparound pass from Sir Charles.
Now see, he just takes the defensive man right to him, makes the play, and Sabonis moving to the rim. See, at this end right now, you've got to punish Phoenix. No way can Tommy Chambers play David Robinson in the low post.
Why isn't Oliver Miller in there? And there is a violation baseline as Anderson tried to inbound.
Hey, wait a second. Who lives in Phoenix? Me or you?
I want to know.
You go to all the Phoenix Suns games. You should answer that yourself. You're tight with the Phoenix organization.
No. Why isn't Oliver Miller in there instead of Chambers? You just made a good point.
Well, Oliver Miller played big in the second half the other evening. And when you talk about his contribution, rebounding, shot blocking, only had 5 shot blocks for the rookie, but the key rebounds, and then 5 assists on long passes, igniting the fast break.
Boy, San Antonio shooting 38%. They have 7 turnovers. They still are very much staying close in this first quarter. Sabonis now, you can see he now has gotten some confidence after that one dunk on the baseline. He takes it to the hole, and he is fouled. Terry Cummings committing the foul.
Now, Cedric Sabonis led the NBA in field goal percentage shooting this year at 57%. Here's Oliver Miller. The people love him here. Let's face it, the guy was 340 pounds. They put him in a hospital. He's down to about 280, 285 right now. And I hope he realizes that the only guy who's going to stop him from being an all-star and a major contributor is himself.
Right. I was surprised today in our visit with Paul Westphal. He thinks Oliver can lose another 20 pounds, get down to about 260, 265.
Hey, Charles Barkley dropped a lot of weight in his few years in this league. So that young man just has to mature and then have some self-discipline and understand that he can make an awful lot of money and play prime time on great basketball teams for a long period of time in this league.
Sabonis makes it 25-18. Westphal said Sabonis is going to have to give us a big game coming off the bench. Maybe that's tonight. You see the time now.
They're going to open up the floor here right now. They have a high screen and roll here with Terry Cummings and Avery Johnson. But watch out for the kick out. There it is.
Marley reads it real well. That's a 2 on the way. Chambers tips it back out. And that shot on the way, and we have come to the end of this first quarter play. Well, Charles Barkley had been struggling. 5 of 21 on Tuesday night. But the guy comes back in the first quarter with 14 points. That must mean that that knee has been strengthened enough that he doesn't need it. You know, one thing we were trying to document early in the ball game, Hubie, was somebody has to step forward for the Spurs and help David Robinson. You see the shooting here, 35%. Thus far, Elliott and Ellis haven't done it yet.
Well, I think that the statistics, Elliott is 0 for 0. He's been fouled twice on drives. Ellis is 0 for 2. Now, you have got to say to yourself right now, step back. You know what the stat is over there on the bench. We have got to spend some time getting these guys involved.
Spurs are shooting free throws well after the miserable night Tuesday. They're 6 of 6. Danny Ainge from outside, and Cummings with a rebound. Terry Cummings has averaged over 22 points and 8 rebounds in the playoffs in his career.
Now they're in a passing game with just Cummings on the box.
Willie Anderson doesn't get it. Ainge with the rebound. 3 on 2 behind Marley. He threw it behind him, and so Avery Johnson will come the other way.
Excellent defensive pressure that time by Willie Anderson.
Suns now have missed their last 5 shots, so neither team right now shooting the ball very well. J.R. Reed, they need somebody from that 4 spot to give them some lift, to give them some consistency. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Avery Johnson with 2.
That's good. I'm happy for him. He just needs a little shot in the arm. He's been drawn into controversy here in the newspapers, but what he has to do is just make the shots. If not, take it to the rim. Hope that you get fouled. But he is tough on the drive. He can complete those drives.
Well, he is 3 of 3 shooting, and we have a pushing foul on Terry Cummings. They were trying to get the ball into the post, a lost art, as you were talking about today, and instead Cummings committing the foul from behind.
I'll see Paul right now, very comfortable. Chicago, wow, are they playing great basketball? They ran roughshod over Atlanta, and they're just following it up.
They may not lose a playoff game the way they're going. Marley will take it in, kicks it off to Oliver Miller. Miller, nice pump fake to Chambers. Chambers had it partially blocked by Robinson. The basket goes, and David Robinson has committed the foul.
Whenever you play Phoenix and you drive, when they drive from the wings and you rotate over to double team that dribbler, you must be conscious. Watch it coming down the middle right there, whether it is Tommy Chambers or whether it is Sabalas or Dumas. These 3 guys are always cutting down the middle of the floor.
Watching that replay, I don't believe this, but they're now giving the foul to J.R. Reed instead of David Robinson. Looked like Robinson had him around the wrist area, but J.R. Reed and got the foul, and I'm sure John Lucas is glad to transfer that foul to J.R. David Robinson has fouled out of 5 games in the regular season, 1 of those against the Spurs. I should say the Suns. Here is a holding foul on Oliver Miller reaching in.
We said feeding the post is a lost art. And guys in the old days in basketball, they could really feed the post, and they understood angles. Right there, they ran a screen for David Robinson. He was wide open, coming across in front of the rim and on and above the low box, and the ball was going away, and then it came back into a bad angle pass.
Boy, Willie Anderson overshoots it there. He just doesn't have his stroke right now, and that's a guy that John Lucas hopes can step up.
Like we said in game 1, the reason in 4 years of playoffs he's averaged over 20 points a game.
Marley gets open. He got away from Anderson, got the separation, and Marley now with 4 points in the game.
That was a tough shot.
He hits tough shots. Remember that shot in game 5 that sent the game into overtime between the Lakers and Suns? That wasn't easy. J.R. backing in on Sabalas. Ainge reaches in, but they got him for a foul. Bob Delaney spotting it there. We're going to take a break. 9:36 to go in the first half. The Suns with a 10-point lead.
Keep an eye on David Robinson right here. Here's the screen across. David Robinson is open right here, and as he comes into the post area, Avery Johnson should take this ball below the foul line. Instead, as Robinson opens up, Avery is moving, and he gets himself a bad passing angle. Now, just what? You're looking for David, right? He's your man. He's open. But you gave yourself a bad passing angle by 1 step. And that's the difference between understanding feeding a postman who is your prime time guy and then going away from your post man, frustrating him, and then you know what he says? Hey, I'm not getting the ball where I want the ball, so you know what I stop doing? I stop rebounding, I stop blocking shots.
Well, one of the things Lucas talked about is when they enter the